This time on the Quick Speed Shop, I'm going to build a homemade jib pole system for the 3-point hitch on the back of my tractor. I'm building it all out of found materials. I got like 40 bucks in it, and it's super awesome. It goes up and down and it works. So if you want to see how I built this, follow along. We're going to start right now. Hey guys, welcome back to the Quick Speed Shop. It's gone from winter to summer. It's like 80 degrees today. I was working outside all day, but now I'm in the shop trying to cool off a little bit because it's not out in the blazing sun. So I pulled a tractor in, the Kubota B2910. I did a couple of videos on this before. What I've done with it so far is welded some stuff on the bucket. Later on we're going to build some fork attachment, quick attach setup. I sold the mower deck the other day, so that's gone. So now it's just the actual tractor. Today I want to work on something for the 3-point hitch. What I want to do is build one of these. It's a jib pole for the 3-point hitch. You can buy these at Tractor Supply Company or wherever, any tractor store, and there's literally one like 5 minutes up the road, but it's $250, and for what it is, it's a pole with a hook. I think we can build one. So for free, I've got all this stuff. This is an old cherry picker that I got from work that they're throwing away. I cut it up because it was so heavy, and all it would do was lift the equivalent of like a Harbor Freight one, and it was like a monstrosity to move. So I cut it up. The pole was damaged. The mast, I cut that off, but I still got the jib part up top with the extension. I've got a piece of heavy angle iron, like quarter wall angle iron. Then I've got a drawbar that's category 0 that I bought because I didn't realize this was category 1, and which would work on here, but I don't want to narrow the arms up and widen them and widen them and narrow every time I want to switch stuff. So we're going to cut that up, use that angle iron to make the base, to mount this up and make a jib pole of my own that is probably way more heavy duty than the one you can get at Tractor Supply Company. And it's literally free. So I had all this stuff stashed. That's right. Why trash it when you can stash it? It's been laying around out back for a couple of years, and now we're going to turn it into a jib pole. So here we go. So the 3-point hitch on the tractor. I need to get one of the arms to keep this from flopping, but anyways. So these arms go up and down. I've got it a little bit up. It's about mid-travel right now. And what we're going to do is, like the one in the picture, it's going to pin in that piece of angle iron. Then the mast pole will come up and go to the boom. And this third link arm will tie into it. That's how you do all your lifting action. And so I think the first step is going to be, let's measure this, cut that category 0 drawbar in half, cut the angle iron, and make the base plate. Weld the two together and bolt it. Make the base plate, and then we'll build the shaft. So she said, and we'll come off the back. So what we got here, roughly, ball to ball, 26 inches. Get out of there. So this is way narrower than that. It's only 20. So I'm just going to cut this sucker in half. Right through the center hole. So we're just going to cut this sucker in half through the center hole and then weld it right to the bottom of this angle iron. And we'll have our pins right here. I can just right there, cut it right in half like that. And I'll weld and bolt this right to the bottom of that angle iron. I'll cut the angle iron to 26 inches. Okay, I got the drawbar cut in half, and I got the piece cut to 26 inches. I'm just going to tack it for now, tack this piece on here. This is like hardened steel. I could tell when I was cutting it, it was making sparks, but we should be able to weld into it okay. So I'm just going to tack her on up right quick, then we'll stick this thing on the tractor, and we'll go from there. Is it hot? too bad. It's heavy already. This thing's going to be a heavy, oh, don't drop it. Don't drop it. Oh no, I already see I screwed up. That's not really a screw up. The pins are going to face sideways. That's okay. It's a little warm. Hurry up. Oh, oh, hot, 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 hot. Boom. Okay, I already see one little deal. I got to wing the corners of this off because it won't, it's going to tip it. It's hitting here. But for now, I think I'll use that to our advantage because it's going to hold it there just there good. Like I said, I'm going to drill through a couple of holes and put some bolts in the drawbar too here as well, so they'll be welded in, bolted. It'll be super beefy enough, but we'll have a good start to this. I'm going to use a section of this to make the lower mast because it is heavy duty, and then like cut it off like here-ish, and then the boom will fit. You know what, I should really go look at these and see how tall they are and measure them, but I don't know if I need to do that or not. That would probably make sense. But I don't need a lot of this here. This arm will attach here. Yeah, we'll wing it. Because if this goes here-ish, and then this comes off here like this, yeah, that'd be all right. So I don't know how much I need. That'd be about right, the right height to get under stuff, and then this is halfway down. Pick it up, and then I go up here. How much of that do I need sticking out? About that far? Yeah, let's go ahead and cut this. We'll use this lower section. The reason the mast is missing from the cherry picker is it was piped just like this, and it got water in it, and it actually froze because it sat outside for years. It froze the Schedule 40 pipe and split it. I should have taken a picture. I cut it up a while ago, but it split the pipe from like here all the way down on the main shaft. It was crazy. I've seen steel expand before, but not like split Schedule 40 pipe. It split it the whole way. I couldn't believe it. So that's why, one of the reasons I cut it up. But yeah, let me whack this off, and I think we will weld this sucker right on here. Okay, I cut the tube and tacked her up on. I found some dimensions online, about 22 inches, what seems like some of the jib pulls are like. So that's what I made this. But the collar pieces on here is going to slip over. It's going to double weld. It's going to weld down here where this shiny part is. So I'll have an overlap here. Will this hold? I think so. So now I'm going to say this thing's going to be way, 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 way heavier than the one from Tractor Supply Company, I'm going to guess, because this is all I can do to pick it up right now. Hoop. So now I'll just go like, come on now, man. This thing is a little finicky. Here we go. Seems like a finger pincher. Just like that. Now, how do I keep it from slipping down? I don't without some vice grips. Need something to clamp on here. I'm going to weld it. Actually, just stay right there. I had some vice grip. Aha! Vice grips to the rescue. Heck yeah, bro, right there. Boom. How about like that? Boom. One more for good measure. Right here. One more for good measure. There we go. Now, can I flip this up without dying? Whoop. Ah, this is going to get put on at an angle like this so it jibs out. Now, how do I support this now? Hold on a minute. Yeah. What I need is a ratchet strap. All right, this is super sketchy. This thing is taut, and even to hold it, the lever arm it's stretching that pretty good, so I got it jammed here with a piece of conduit. But this is probably about the right angle. Like I said, I'm actually, I'm almost picked up. But I got the second piece of the boom that's going to come out here, so maybe I make the angle just a little bit higher. Should look at the picture. Got pictures for reference. Why I'm doing this is I've got to move a bunch of my engines down to my pole barn for storage, and I need some way to pick them all up one at a time. Yeah, so I'm looking at the picture. And here again for reference is the angle. Looks like I about got the same angle. This thing will go way down. I thought I had it about half travel actually. So maybe it'll come up. I think the thing to do first, because I've got a bunch of things precariously perched, is tack this guy on here so we can go from there. And then maybe I could use vice grips and clamp this in place, get the link arm welded on, then run it up and down and see what the proper height is. That'd probably make the most amount of sense. So let me fire on up, tack that. Without getting killed here. What I really want to do now is leave this in place, just kind of how it is. When I get the link arm mounted up here. Okay, I cut out some brackets here and I got the pin through and tacked on. I just cut a piece of 3/16 plate in half and made two triangles. I'm going to grind the edge of it later and grind all these off. It's just roughly there now. So I want to see if I can set this down. See if the vice grips will hold it. I think they will, because it seems to have less tension on it than it did before. But this will be the big test if I can take the strap. And the vice grips won't really hold it, but I can adjust my strap to the pin. That'll work. Let me run it up and down. We'll see what it looks like. Hoop. Man, that seems to work like gangbusters. So I think that's a good angle. What I think I'm going to do is get a piece of tubing and weld it here and have it come right up into this and triangulate this right where it is, and I'm going to weld here and here to weld the pipe. But I think we really got a proof of concept, and it really appears to be working. Well, burning and earning right there. Is it gonna rain? No, it looks like humid hot rain. There we go, our strap can be released. Oh yeah. That's got it right there. That thing is not going anywhere. I have the actual hook and chain that came off this, and I've just got to remember where in the world I put it. Where in the world? So that's pretty much it. I don't have anything to pick up with it in this video, but I will be moving a bunch of engines with it. And I am going to add a couple things. Here I'm going to have my buddy Jordan use this flow CNC plasma table and cut me out some triangle gussets, so I can gusset this over here, and gusset over here, weld this up out of 1/4-inch plate, and then I'll just finish weld all these welds here, weld around here, weld here. I'm going to tack it here and tack it here. But this thing is essentially, that's it. And it is very heavy. It's going to be fun getting it on and off, but it's probably way, like I said, way heavier than the one I could have bought. But guess what? I built it for absolutely almost nothing, except for I had the Category 0 crossbar. I think I paid like $40 for that, brand new. So essentially I got like 40 bucks in this, and it's better than $250, and it's I'm sure it'll lift up way over 1,000 pounds like the other one said. Now I'm limited by my lifting arms on my tractor, but it'll definitely pick up 500-pound engines all day long, and it's not going to bend, it's not going to fail, and it telescopes a little bit, which is super nice. So that's it. I'll weld her all up and I'll get some paint on it, but that's how you build a homemade jib boom for your 3-point hitch on your tractor. So if you like stuff like this, I'm doing fabrication videos. I do car videos mostly, but I'm also building buildings, tractor stuff, fabrication, Jeeps, cars. Take a look on the channel, see what you like, and leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, a like, and we'll see you again. Bam, next time, building cool stuff like this homemade jib pole here at the Quick Speed Shop.